Are you recording?
Yeah.
Well, good morning, everyone. Good morning. What a lively crew we are. Folks, my name is Cheryl Black, and I'm one of the ministers here at Central Saanich, and I'm very pleased to be here both this week and next week. So, if you don't like what you hear today, skip next week, and if you like what you hear today, by all means come next week. Tell your friends. So the welcome that we want to express today, you know what? It's as deep a welcome as we can even put into words. It's a welcome to people who have been longtime members here, and it's a welcome to people who have just come through the door for the first time today. It's a welcome for people who are struggling with life, and it's a welcome for people who've got it all together. It's a welcome for the rainbow people, and it's a welcome for all those people who are in relationship. It's a welcome for people who are single. It's a welcome for people who are wealthy or poor. When we say welcome, we mean everyone is welcome in this place, in this community. That's both our pledge to each other and a statement of where we are. As we begin our service, we're also very aware that we've been welcomed onto this land by the first people who were in this area, and that every week we start our service with the territorial acknowledgement, reminding ourselves that the welcome they offered us is reciprocal, and that reconciliation between our people is what we aim for. So let's say it together.
We acknowledge with respect and gratitude that we gather today on the traditional and ancestral territory of the Saanich people. We give thanks for their enduring care of the land and their continuing presence among us.
announcements. This is the work of the church that we do between Sundays. Our work on Sunday is to come and to worship and to open our hearts to God and to each other. But during the week, we're a very active little church. So, the first thing I have to tell you, the security system is active. Yeah. Remember when we were young? I'm talking about people my age. You could go into the church where nobody ever came between Sundays and you could make out if you wanted to. There's cameras here. So,
I was too young. I didn't know anything about it.
Good for you, Bill. I think starting today, after this service, when we lock up, we're going to alarm the place. So if you do not have a code, and you have a key and you want to come into the church, I advise that you give Phil or Al or myself a call, because the phones are going to beep, okay? And better yet, we'll have to get you a code if you're regularly accustomed to coming in between when the church is normally locked. So, that's one thing that's happened. I know you won't have much time during this service because it's going to be scintillating, but and maybe you've already noticed it, but do you notice that the safety glass is on the windows? And you've probably announced this, and I just don't know it, but you look out there and you cannot even tell.
No.
It's a fabulous job that's been done, and as always, we're grateful to the people who are managing all the recovery from the break-in, and grateful also to the myriad of people who have contributed to the financial pools that allow us to make this recovery. So that's great. Are there other announcements? Oh.
Bree and I will be celebrating our 9th anniversary on Tuesday.
Your 9th anniversary. Excellent. Okay. Perfect. Listen.
I'll just come forward.
This is
My name is, come on.
Hello everyone, my name is
Thank you. This is a follow-on to last week's announcement about the church picnic. Last week we said possibly it was going to be at Jim and Dennis's house, but on further discussion, we are indeed going to hold it here at the church on the 17th of August, right after service. So come for service, and then we'll just go and have our picnic right away afterwards. Okay. There'll be more detail on foodstuffs and things like that in the next couple of weeks. Thanks very much.
And if it rains,
We got room inside.
If it rains, we're going to go to Bill's house.
I can cook in the rain.
We can cook in the rain.
Okay, other announcements.
Today is Grandparents' Day, an Elder Day. So anybody who's being grandparent, happy Grandparent Day.
Happy Grandparent Day.
To all of us.
Yeah, neat. All right, Phil.
Along the line of our acknowledgement, today is the last day of the powwow in Sargent. It's at the school. Everyone is welcome. If you want to go see some First Nations culture, it's there in all its color and glory today. Drumming and singing and dancing, and everyone's welcome.
Okay. Perfect. Marion?
The 20th anniversary of our legal wedding yesterday.
Wow. Okay. Perfect. Congratulations. Renee?
Oh, I'm going, on Tuesday, I'm going to Redwood to watch Bear Horn. He's redoing the Golden Boys for Central Saanich.
Yeah. Well,
And you find out where he is.
if you, that's
Google
where
it,
he's
you'll
doing
find
the
it.
gardening, because I saw him doing it the other day.
I picked up there when he was about 8, 9 years old to go for hobbies. Yeah.
Okay, so there's lots in First Nations culture. Karen?
Cemetery tour and tea.
Cemetery tour and tea in August the 9th.
2 p.m.
Okay,
Bruce has his birthday on August 11th, and I just asked if he's going to be here next weekend. He doesn't know. So, I
Okay.
will make sure.
all right. Well, happy birthday, Bruce.
Yes.
Wow.
So we have
Early
a
birthday.
We have
So-
a happy anniversary to sing and a happy birthday to sing now.
Yeah, we do. We're just going to collect them all, and then we're going to sing both songs one after another. Okay?
It's my Beatles' birthday, so we can play that. Cool.
Well,
Wait,
Excellent.
Jack's going, whoa.
Welcome, Jack. It's great that you're here, and we're just going to sing the traditional happy birthday, and the happy anniversary song is.
The Merry Widow Waltz. You know that one?
So we'll
wing
sing
it.
You know
We'll sing it a
what?
cappella.
We'll sing it to you, and then the next time you're here and we need to sing it, you'll know what it sounds like. Okay? Perfect.
Okay.
All right. Anything else? Okay. What a great little beginning to our service. So we're going to sing Happy Birthday, and you can play that, Jack. And then we're going to take just a breath, and then we're going to sing the Happy Anniversary song, and you'll be able to listen to it, okay? Perfect. All right. Happy birthday. All right. And who's going to start the anniversary song? Who can carry to the Oh, come on. We're good, eh? I know.
I got time.
You got that?
Yeah.
You got that too, Nate? Good. Perfect. I can tell you were gobsmacked by how good our singing was.
And how good we are.
Folks, as we leave all those announcements and what it is to get ready for worship, we now turn our hearts and our thoughts more inward and more local to those who are sitting with us. And so we light this candle to remind us that the light and the love of God is always with us. It's in us, it's around us, it's between us, it's under us, and it's above us. On this day in 1940, during the Second World War, was a war-torn world that found a moment's peace because the BBC broadcast the first ever televised religious service. And it went to the troops. And there was a prayer for peace and for those who were on the front lines. And so I couldn't help but think about that as we light this candle, remembering that God's love will find us wherever we are, in whatever circumstances we find ourselves. And that's good news. Well, have you ever wondered how to pray? Well, lean in this morning. And what you'll hear is not perfect words, but lean in with open hearts. Let's bring our whole selves, the grateful parts of ourselves, the tired parts of ourselves, the curious, and listen as today we explore the prayer that has shaped generations of faithful people. Come, let's worship the one who already knows and loves us. Join me in the opening prayer. Loving God,
we come as learners and seekers, longing to feel your presence and to learn your way of love. Teach us to pray with open hearts and to live with open hands. Amen.
Our opening hymn by popular request is Come In and Sit Down.
Hi, everyone. Hey, I'm very glad to be here today.
Can you tell I had a little accident?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I had an accident, and I thought I should come and ask you folks, because, you know, I'm just learning how to be in your community, and I'm trying to learn how to be a follower of Jesus. And so I was trying to pray. Well, let me ask you a question. How many of you pray with your eyes closed?
Yeah, but not when you're driving.
Not when you're driving. Okay. Okay, well, do you have to pray with your eyes closed?
No.
No? Oh, well, that's a relief, because I was praying and I thought I had to have my eyes closed, and I was praying while I was walking through the forest, and well, I didn't know if it was really Jesus I met or just the bark of a tree. So I've been on an exploration to find out how do I pray. And so I've been asking my friends, and thank you for telling me, but I had some other friends that I consulted with. I consulted with my friend Monkey. I said, Monkey, oh, I said, hi Jackie, I haven't seen you for a while. Well, I haven't seen you either. Hey, how do you pray? Oh, well, that's kind of a personal question. Oh, I don't mean it to be, but just like, how do you do it? I pray when I'm hanging by my tail, upside down. I find prayer really a heady experience. Oh. Monkey? Yeah. Can you look at my tail? Oh, I see the problem. I wasn't very much help, but it's really nice to see you anyway. So then folks, I thought, well, I better go and talk to somebody else. And so I talked to my friend, Wise Old Turtle. Hi, Turtle. Oh, Jackie, how are you? Well, I'm fine, Turtle. Turtle, I have a question for you. I know that you're very wise, and can I say you're very old? Well, usually you don't mention ages, Jackie. Oh, okay. Turtle, how do you pray? Jackie, when you pray, you have to speak very slowly. You have to take your time. You have to listen. And you can talk, but very slowly. It's not a race. That's really helpful, Turtle. Thanks. That's good. Thank you very much, Turtle. I'll see you around. Then, it just happened that I came across my friend Owl. Oh, who are you, Jackie? Oh, Wise Owl, I've come to ask you a question. Wise Owl, how do you pray? Oh, I pray when I'm flying under the clouds and in the sky and in the dark. I pray if it's raining or if it's sunny, but mostly I pray at night. Why do you ask, Jackie? Well, I'm trying to learn how I should pray because I had an accident and I can see that my old way of praying isn't good. Well,
good luck with that. But, Jackie, don't try flying.
Okay, Owl, thank you very much. Well, everybody has their own style. But I'm not a turtle. I'm certainly not a monkey. I'm not an owl. So I went and met with my grandma Jackalope, and I said, Grandma Jackalope, how should I pray? Because I had an accident, and I can't pray anymore when I'm walking through the forest with my eyes shut. No, Jackie, she said. Oh, Jackie, you're such a delightful character, but Jackie, all that praying is just opening your heart. Opening your heart to God. Just say whatever you want to say. It's just like having a conversation. My grandma Jackalope is very smart. And so now, when I'm walking through the forest, I often find myself saying, hey God, it's me, Jackie. I'm just here, I don't have anything really to say, but I just want to touch base. I hope you're having a good day, God. I am. Hey, is that how you pray? I wonder. Talk to me at break time, okay? Bye.
And now, in a way that old Turtle would appreciate, let's take some silence. Now into the silence, let's play and sing, Lord, listen to your children.
Lord,
Today's reading is from the Gospel of Luke, chapter 11, verses 1 through 4. One day Jesus was praying in a certain place. When he had finished, one of his disciples said to him, "Lord, teach us to pray, just as John taught his disciples." Jesus said to them, "When you pray, say this: Father, may your holy name be honored. May your kingdom come. Give us today by day the food we need. Forgive us our sins, for we forgive everyone who does us wrong. And do not bring us to hard testing." This is part of our story. Thanks be to God.
From the world around us, a contemporary reading from Irma Bombeck. I'm sure we all know who Irma Bombeck is. When I was little, I used to think that prayer was a formal thing. You folded your hands, got on your knees, and you recited something someone else wrote. Then one day, I just started talking to God like he was sitting in my kitchen. I asked him to bless the mess in my life, to give me patience, and to keep my kids from fighting each other before dinner. And you know what? That's when I really learned what prayer was all about.
When the disciples asked Jesus, "Hey Lord, teach us to pray," they weren't looking for magic words. They were saying to this Jesus, who they admired so much because of the spirit that they felt emanating from him, that they were saying really, show us how to connect with God the way you do. Have you ever met somebody and thought to yourself, you know, they seem to have such a spiritual groundedness and such a spiritual connection with the universe, with God, that you're curious about, hey, how do you do it? That's what the disciples are saying. And so Jesus gave them a prayer that's simple enough to learn in a few moments. It's deep enough to spend a lifetime unpacking what it means. Today we'll reflect on this prayer through three lenses: its history, the spiritual value of saying it together, and how radical it really is. And we'll smile a little too, because prayer, after all, comes out of our very human lives. This Lord's Prayer has been spoken in hospital rooms, in battlefields. It's been spoken and said, recited in grand cathedrals, in small country churches, and in people's kitchens. It's been whispered by monks in caves, and it's been shouted by football teams in their locker rooms. It has been prayed in at least 1,500 languages over the centuries. One famous story comes from World War II in 1940. During the Blitz in London, residents would be huddled underground in air raid shelters while the bombs fell above. And inevitably, at some point, someone would always begin, "Our Father who art in heaven." And before long, dozens of strangers were holding hands and saying it together. That's the kind of prayer it is. Words we can all reach for in our most desperate moments. Now the versions differ slightly. Roman Catholics usually stop at "deliver us from evil," while Protestants tend to add the doxology, "For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory." Scholars tell us the doxology wasn't part of the original text, but it was a later addition. Probably it was not set as this version of the Lord's Prayer until the 1600s. So you can tell there was lots of experimentation. Even these words, they change. Sometimes we have debts, sometimes we have trespasses, sometimes we have sins. But with all the minor differences in the words, the heart of the prayer always remains the same. Over the centuries, it's been called the perfect prayer. And maybe that's true, and maybe it's not. But it was called that not because it was fancy, because it meets us right where we are. How many of you know the Lord's Prayer by heart? Yep. You don't have to think too hard. You can just let it wash over you, especially when you can't come up with your own words. When I was a young minister in Milestone, Saskatchewan, I used to do a nursing home service. And I was always struck. There was many people in the nursing home who had passed through their consciousness of this world into a consciousness of their own world. And the services were always interesting because you didn't know. People would call things out that had no relationship to what I thought the service was about. But I discovered that even for people whose loss of memory had become quite severe, very often when we came to the part of the service where we said the Lord's Prayer, I would begin it. And one after another, these old voices would conjure up the words and would join me in speaking it. From a time and a place in their lives when they were children. This prayer was from the deep recesses, and they were able to bring it out and retrieve it. I know we don't usually encourage people nowadays to memorize things, and why would we? Because we've got Google and IA and everything's right at our fingertips. But there is something about knowing a prayer or something like the Lord's Prayer for memory that is just, you've said so many times, it just seeps into you. Because when we really need comfort and support, when our lives are in turmoil and trouble, boy, it's nice to not have to remember to check your phone, but to know that you have words in your soul that can come forth in your time of need. I loved what Irma Bombeck said, and thanks for reading that, Tony. When she learned how to pray just to keep the kids from killing each other before dinner, to give her patience. I love that, because that's what prayer is. It's not pretentious. And I think that the Lord's Prayer is also not pretentious. It's not a fancy prayer. It's honest. And when we pray it together, it reminds us that this faith isn't just about me and God. It's about all of us. We say our Father, our Mother, because we belong to each other. Isn't that an amazing thing? Like, look at the people around you. You belong together. You've been on this journey together through lots of different experiences in your lives. You may not be best friends, but you know you belong to each other. Well, over time, the words of the Lord's Prayer just seep into us. They shape how we see the world, and how we treat each other, and how we think of each other. And so, this prayer gets so familiar to us that we tend to forget just how dangerous this little prayer can be. It's comforting, yes. It's familiar, but it's also quietly revolutionary. Let's just take a moment to walk through it line by line and see what Jesus is really saying. Our Father. You know, the original word in Aramaic was Abba, and it would be more usually translated Daddy. A tender, everyday word that, you know, in our lives, when we're at the stage where we're calling our Father Daddy, right? It's an intimate term. Doesn't have any distance in it. There's such trust, and there's no fear. You can be vulnerable. Daddy. When it was translated into Greek and then into English, it became Father. A much more formal title, a much more, a certain amount of authority. Oh, that's my Father. Do you feel the distance, the difference in that kind of distance? I often have wondered, how different our faith would feel if this pivotal prayer had been left to start our Daddy, who art in heaven. And what that would have meant for how we understood God, more as a loving than as an authoritarian figure. We might have leaned into a closeness with God. We might have trusted more and performed less. May your name be revered as holy. May your name not be feared, but revered, treated with awe, held sacred. It's a call to remember that the divine is not ordinary, that in the noise of life there is something or some presence that is worth centering ourselves around. Holiness is not about perfection, it's about love that is so full and so radiant, it sets everything else in perspective. The next line, may your kingdom come. Or perhaps, as I like to say, your kingdom come. A world where kinship matters more than power. So it's not a kingdom, but it's a kinship, a connection, a relationship. This is a bold prayer. It challenges our systems of colonialism, of greed, of violence, of domination, of kingdoms. It dares to dream of a world that is built on love and justice and mutual care. It proclaims, let God's dream for humanity be one of inclusivity, one of love, one of sharing, one of compassion, and let it come alive in us and in our communities. Give us each day our daily bread. You know, I couldn't read that sentence without thinking about Gaza.
Yeah.
What are we going to do as a world? How do we let this happen? Give us each day our daily bread. Bread means that each day we have sufficient. Not stockpiles, not enough for next year, the year after, but give us today what we need. This is a prayer of trust. Trust that God will provide and that we will share, because it's give us our daily bread. It's a refusal to accept hunger in a world of abundance. And it asks not only for physical nourishment, but for the strength, the grace, the courage that we need to face today's challenges. Forgive us our sins. The word sin has become very heavy for many, and it's been used as a weapon. But really, sin means separation. Forgive us our separations. Separations from God, from each other, from the image of love that has been planted deep within us. We ask for the ways that we let cruelty or apathy rule in our hearts rather than connection. We ask to return to hope, to kindness, to God's way. As we ourselves, the next line says, forgive everyone indebted to us. Forgiveness is not just a gift we receive. It's a gift that we are called to give. And I know that there are some relationships that, for our own safety and protection, we need to separate from. But we separate from not with hate, but with a sense of, yeah, we can forgive you, but we know we're not safe to be back in your presence. And those are a few relationships in life where there's been terrible trauma or damage. But for many of us, to forgive is to step out of a power struggle or of an endless loop of revenge and resentment. It doesn't mean excusing harm, but it means choosing freedom over bitterness, choosing healing over hate. It means getting ourselves into the flow of compassion and letting ourselves live there. And the last line, do not bring us to the time of trial. This isn't asking God not to test us, but it's asking for the strength when life does. We don't think that God is the one who uses us as puppets and brings us into this troubled situation or that troubled situation. No, that's not the God, that interventionist God is not the one we believe in. But we do believe that in life there will be times when we will find ourselves confronted by situations that are really hard. And in those times, we ask for strength. And this prayer asks for strength for when we need it in our lives. It's like saying, be with me when things fall apart. Hold us fast when we feel weak. Help us not to be overcome by fear or despair. Guide us through every wilderness into life again. I forgot my watch this morning, so I don't know if there's time, but just let's recap. Calling God Father, Mother, but really Abba, Daddy, was a radical claim of intimacy at a time when God was seen as distant and unapproachable. Praying your kingdom come is like saying the kingdoms of Rome, the kingdoms of colonialism, the kingdoms of greed and violence. We reject those. We want God's way instead. Praying for daily bread is a way of saying, don't let me hoard. Don't let me forget others who are hungry. And well, forgiveness, that's revolutionary too. Because forgiveness breaks the cycle of revenge that keeps hurting us all. Prayed with open eyes, the Lord's Prayer isn't just comforting. It's a quiet revolution. It's a vision of a different world, one you and I are invited to help build. So, at its heart, the Lord's Prayer is a gift that has been carried through the centuries, through the generations. It's a way to remember that we are not alone, that God already knows what we need, and that we're called to live as if God's kingdom really is coming through us. So let's not just say it. Let's hear ourselves. Let's mean it. Let's live it. And let's even laugh a little when we trip over the words sometimes. Because God already knows we don't get it perfect all the time. The Lord's Prayer doesn't belong to perfect people. It belongs to people like us, trying, failing, learning, growing. So today we pray as they did in the shelters, in the kitchens, and in the quiet corners of the world. Our Father, our Mother who art in heaven, and trust that those words are still shaping us to be a people of love, forgiveness, and hope. Thank you for listening. Precious Lord, take my hand. It's that time in the service when we invite the offering, and the financial offering is here on this plate, and you can contribute coming into the church or leaving from the church, or if you don't have the wherewithal to contribute financially, that's not the only way, because every day you are contributing to the work of building God's kingdom. Every day you're supporting each other, you're supporting your communities, you're making a difference in the lives of strangers that you don't even know. You know, I'm still gobsmacked by the GoFundMe page. You know what? There was over 100 people who gave to the GoFundMe page, and we could only identify just such a small number of people who contributed. We don't know how this church or this community has touched their lives, but for some reason